Before we get into the NBA with Chris Broussard, you are your football was your first love.
Yes.
You love the NFL. You know, I listen to you a lot on radio. You know a lot about it. What did you make of the Cowboys last night?
They're legit. I went into that game. I gave them no chance to win it. But I said if they play them tough, then I will be a believer. They're going to win the NFC East.
Yeah.
And while I would pick New Orleans still in the NFC, or the Rams are tough too, I think now the Cowboys are a legit contender. I really believe
like
that.
Chicago legit, though.
I think they're better than Chicago. Their offense with Amari Cooper has made all the difference in the world.
He's been terrific.
He's opened up the running game. Dak has been a lot better. And Dak, I know you've been comparing him to Tebow.
He's a better Tebow.
He's much better. Tebow never could complete 24 of 28 passes. Tebow completed 47% of his passes that year. You're talking about.
Well, the league was a little different, though.
Granted. But what Dak is a manager. You're right. He's a manager. He needs tons around him.
With a fumble problem.
But he can run. He can make a good big play with his legs.
Yeah,
that's something most of these managers aren't able to do.
Yeah. So here's how I would rank it. Trubisky, Dak, Tebow. Of guys I don't like, Trubisky, Dak, Tebow.
Trubisky throws it better, but I don't know if he's better than Dak.
Well,
Dak's a winner. Dak's got the intangibles. Dak's got, he's got the intangibles.
Well, Tebow had the intangibles.
True, but he couldn't throw. There's a baseline level that you have, like in the NBA, there's a baseline level of athleticism you need.
Yeah.
You don't have to be the most athletic, but you need a baseline. In the NFL, there's a baseline level you have to be able to throw. Tebow couldn't hit that baseline.
That's good. It's a good way to put it. Let's shift to the NBA. So you and I have gone back on this, is that you always say, I use this line all the time. I use it with my wife. Yo game is yo game. Okay, so you are what you are. And the longer you have success at something, the more you buy into it. You become kind of embedded into what you do well. I do what I do well. You do what you do well. And so, but when LeBron came to L.A., it was, listen, we're going to do off the ball. We're going to go over here. And I'm watching last night. Let's be honest. This is becoming Cleveland without the shooters. They are good when LeBron takes the ball over.
No, you're right. Look, what Magic Johnson said about we don't want to become Cleveland, that wasn't just Magic. That was Magic and LeBron. Magic let you in on their conversation that first night of free agency. When they sat there and they said, how do we beat the Warriors? And LeBron saw it the last 2 years in Cleveland. They tried to outshoot the Warriors. They shot more threes per game than Golden State did those last 2 years, or certainly that last year. And he saw that won't work. So they said, okay, let's get tough, versatile defenders, gritty defenders who can get physical with them. That's how we beat them in 16.
And this Laker team is a better defensive team than Cleveland.
That's why they went and got those guys. They have a rim protector, McGee and now Chandler. And then he said, let me get more playmakers, because I've always had to be the only playmaker. Even Kyrie wasn't a playmaker for others. He is for himself, but you see now in Boston, he's not really for others. And so they went out and got Lance Stevenson, Rajon Rondo. You think Ball and Ingram might be playmakers as well. And you try that, and that's what the team is built for. And they're not the first. Cleveland, when LeBron was there, Mike Brown tried to run the flex offense at one point, but it wasn't working. Miami, the first year, it wasn't just in LeBron's hand. You had Wade doing just as much.
It didn't work.
And Wade back, right. They put it in his hands the second year. The rest is history. That's what the Lakers are finding out. Look, we're best when it's just in his hands. Here's the thing, though. That's going to make you really good. Like with LeBron, the ball in his hands, playing through LeBron right now, they'll be the best version of themselves.
Thank you. That the best Lakers today is not Lonzo, not Ron. It's LeBron and praying that if LeBron doesn't score, at least one of the guys, Hart, Kuzma, Ingram, is hot.
Right. But that version, guess what? Is not going to beat the Warriors.
Okay, so we acknowledge that they've got to find a star. Now
they got to get a second star who is dynamic.
Okay.
Because think of the years he's won it. Wade was dynamic and Kyrie was dynamic. They weren't great fits with LeBron because it's tough to fit with LeBron because he does so much. But they were so good that they could win.
Okay, so everybody's telling me Anthony Davis.
That's what they need.
Does he shoot threes?
He's not going to shoot. Wade didn't shoot threes. Now, again, it was a little different NBA at that point. You can get role players to shoot the threes, but go get Anthony Davis. And that's why they're not going to go after Bradley Beal.
I don't like it.
Because the guys you'd have to get up to get Beal would be the guys you have to give up to get Davis.
So they're going to choose this big, great athlete over the best shooter on the market for the foreseeable future in a shooter's league.
Yes. Josh Hart can shoot it pretty well.
All right, off the bench.
And you go and get some other guys. The great players on Miami weren't shooters.
Yeah, but
the role players were the shooters.
But it's a different league now.
I'll give you
You got to
that.
have starters that can hit threes. Beal's a great shooter.
Beal is great. I'd love to have him, but I'd rather have Anthony Davis.
I'm not saying Anthony Davis is not better.
So you think Beal, put Beal on this
let me ask you
team.
this.
Are they beating the Warriors?
Well, I don't think for a year anybody's beaten them. I mean, I thought Boston was, and they're having some issues with
Kyrie. They're not getting out of the East. I won't completely write them off 100%.
All I'm saying is, I'm a big believer in identity. Like the Cowboys now are limited, but they've got an identity. We run the football. We compete a high percentage of easy remedial passes, and we ball defensively, and we make our field goals. That's an identity. You find teams that don't have an identity, you're done. You just can't. Even like Chicago, we play defense, we run that RPO college thing with Trubisky, and we don't turn it over. Even if they got Anthony Davis, their identity is LeBron mostly with the ball, and he'll dump it sometimes inside, and Anthony Davis will score. Who's shooting threes?
But you just want him to spread it out around LeBron and let him do everything. That's not beating Golden State. That's the thing. You're not going to outshoot them.
He did one time. Well, first year.
He had a dynamic partner in Kyrie, and they were tough physical defenders. I think their identity is going to be, because you make good points, but it's going to have to be LeBron is our system. That's what he is. He's the system.
Right.
And Anthony Davis is another tremendous second guy.
How do you know they're getting Anthony Davis? That's 2 years out.
It won't be 2 years. He'll be a free agent in 2020. They're going to have to trade for him. They're going to try to trade for him probably this summer or during next season.
Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball.
The young, whatever.
You think that's getting Anthony Davis? Nobody's going to have a better pack than that.
This could be the one caveat or the one monkey wrench. If Kawhi Leonard stays in Toronto, that's going to embolden teams to think, you know what, even though this guy's saying he won't stay, maybe he will. Paul George stayed in Oklahoma. Kawhi stayed in Toronto. We can get Anthony Davis to stay here. Boston will have a shot.
Boston can give you
have a shot.
Boston can give you a lot more than the Lakers
can. They can.
They could give you Al Horford. They could give you Jaylen Brown.
They could give you Kyrie Irving if they want.
I mean, I'm sorry, but if the Lakers, unless like LeBron and, his guys and Rich Paul, and they got a backroom deal here.
There's a reason. Anthony Davis could have went with a lot of different agents. He went with Rich Paul.
That's something.
I'm just saying.
I don't know. That is.
I'm not saying it's 100%. I'm just saying he went with Rich Paul.
If I'm New Orleans and you give me Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram, I'm not even taking the phone call.
But what if Davis is like, look, I'm going to the Lakers. I'm not signing with Boston. I'm not signing with New York.
That's what all Kawhi and Paul George. A lot of those guys are saying
You're
that
right.
now.
Somebody could take a chance, and Boston is a great team and organization.
Boston could give you Kyrie and Hayward.
They could definitely give you more. There's no doubt. And it's a great place to play and win. That's the one. But I would favor the Lakers. I'm favoring the Lakers.
All right, you're favoring the Lakers. I love having you on. A little football with you.
A little football.
Joyce could go a little football with Chris Broussard.
My dream growing up was to be the next great tailback at USC.
At USC?
Yeah, that was when they had, but back in the day, Charles Davis. I can't even remember his name. Charles White. Charles White. Obviously, O.J. Simpson, Anthony Davis.
Why'd you quit football?
I played football. Football gets painful the older you get. I played through high school. I got recruited in college. And the same school I played basketball at, Oberlin recruited me for football too.
Woo!
But football is painful. If I could have just played the games, I would have done that. If I could have just played the games,
people
but I didn't want
this.
to practice.
Football is the only sport 6 times a practice as the games. Basketball practice is fun.
But yeah.
Batting practice in baseball.
Shoot jumpers.
Soccer practice. Headers into the goal. Fun. Football practice is a pain.
Well, they got to get you used to getting hit.
What's that?
You got to get used to getting hit.
No, but
but you got to get hit to get used to
get hit. Exactly.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.